It makes me want to have a bowl. Don't participate in your own oppression. Strawclip saying here, Martin, I'd say you have some headache from listening to the absolute bullshit and lies about weed. Literally 5 minutes on Crown, looking at the Garda halls of a few grams, and I wanna punch something. Man, it's so infuriating now, but see time and time again these raids being portrayed in the media as a job well done, and meanwhile I know it's completely the opposite story. It couldn't be any further from the truth, and yeah, I would feel like banging my head off the wall there at times. The ignorance then from politicians, the likes of Frank Fee and Stephen Donnelly, completely ignorant of the harms that they are causing by their fucking backwards, flawed policies. Oh man, like, oh yeah, incredibly stressing. It makes me want to have a bowl. And that was something that happened actually before in court. Like I was in court for cannabis, and like the judge, I'd said to him, he was after giving me my fine and stuff like that, and I was saying to him, like, I goes, Judge, the first thing I'm doing when I leave this court is I'm gonna go smoke some cannabis because I'm stressed to the max. So yeah. And he had said no, he didn't even respond. I was kind of left go then at this stage, like, you know, he was after handing down my sentence. Do you know, I just had enough of them, like, do you know what I mean? What they're doing is far more detrimental than what I'm about to do here. Like this right now, like while this is illegal and while this is a crime, like the fact that it is illegal and under control of organized crime gangs is much more dangerous to our society than this simple little action of consuming my own. I'm a fucking a considerate, or yeah, a considerate cannabis consumer. Like I think about a community, and I try not to support organized crime gangs. I get my cannabis from a source where it's a family I'm supporting. I'm helping my buddy cover the costs of his cannabis production, and look, if he has any extra bit of money at the end of the month or whatever it is, that's going to go to support his family. He's not driving around in a Ferrari, like he's not going around in the Canada Goose jackets and buying fucking iPhone X's and Z's and stuff like that. Like no, like the dude is just living a decent, normal lifestyle, like providing for his kids, providing for his family, helping keep the roof over the head, helping him keep the lights on. Like, you know, and that's what I choose to do, and that's how I choose to support my cannabis. And should my buddy ever get caught with what he's doing, I'll be there at the court beside him, supporting him. And there'll be a few other people there too, because I've made it that way. I'm convincing people to get out there and start supporting the people who are supporting them through growing cannabis for them, you know. So all for one and one for all. Yeah, Irish Hemp Harvest saying, I know a few people who got big into spice and were never the same. Big problem, especially rurally where there's less to be doing. I know a few young fellas who got into the spice as well. One of them got into it actually because it was easier to get than cannabis. He wasn't able to get his hands on cannabis. He bought some of the spice stuff. He didn't mind it. He liked the buzz off it because look, the young fella had his underlying issues there anyway. Um, oh shit, there was a nice bit of hash actually in that. Seen all the hash just smouldering up out of the bowl beside me, and I was like, oh, I better not waste that. But like, yeah, that buddy, he was a young fella. He was only just over 18, and that head shop stuff messed his head up big time. So yeah, it's definitely a problem. Um, excuse me. Pod 85, especially if you microdose on lib caps, it's brilliant natural medicine for anti-depression. And my Thai 23, Martin, I'm talking about personal experiences for myself and a lot of people I know. Just think it would cause more problems than it would solve. No offense taken at all, and thanks for letting me know that anyway as well. Sometimes when you respond to comments, I just want to make sure that I don't feel like I'm like shoving my opinion down your throat or anything like that. No, not at all. Totally accept as well. People have personal experiences as well that might help, that would influence their perspective on things as well. So I totally accept that as well, and we'll take that on board as well into, you know, as to how you formed your opinion and your stance on things. But look, you know, everybody's entitled, but you're pro cannabis anyway, so you're not a lost cause like some people out there, like Frank Vian. You know, so it's good to be able to hash these things out. Podge85 says, yeah, I know a few lads that never came back after it and are still messed up on the spice, unfortunately. Yeah, you know, even over in Germany now, and I was in Berlin and stuff, that was the Vice piece that came out, where the lads over there were actively looking for that, what were they calling it? The haze, I think they were calling it the haze over there, and that was the cannabis that was after being sprayed. There was communities out there actively seeking it out, and meanwhile, all it was poorly grown cannabis. Well, poorly grown cannabis that was grown for like hemp, and then that was being sprayed with the synthetic cannabinoids and maybe some terpenes, and then being banged off into the market. And people were looking for it because it was actually incredibly addictive. But again, you look at prohibition, this is what's after happening. Empowers the wrong kind of people. And these kind of people are not the ones who are going to go out there and do good in our community. You know, maybe that mother and daughter duo there, like, should they have been able to set up a legal and regulated cannabis business, again, maybe they might have provided for the under catered for female community out there in the cannabis community, by setting up a female cannabis friendly boutique, you know, something like that. Again, look, I hope I'm not being sexist to the women there or something like that, but you know where I'm going with this. Like, these women could have provided for a community, but instead it's the criminals, like, and they have no good intentions at all, unfortunately. Not the organised crime gangs anyway, like the big massive ones operating internationally. Straw clips, cocaine is a mad drug, nearly ruined my life from my own stupidity. I'm not going to blame the drug all the way, but damn, that takes you over. I can see how that happens as well, man. I went out drinking a few times and got incredibly drunk and was offered cocaine and didn't say no, and woo, what a rush, man. But really, like, it's just, I enjoyed the experience, I enjoyed the feeling, and I'm glad I got to do it and stuff, like, but for me it was like, no, like, I could see, like, it's like 4 in the morning, like, and you're still yapping away, and you're like, you know, can we get another bag? We get another bag. Go on, let's get another bag, like, you know what I mean? Like, and thank fuck we weren't able to get another bag at 4 in the morning that time, because we probably would have went on, like, you know, and got, like, it's not cheap. It's not cheap, and when you're drunk and you're on it, like, you're like, you know, fuck that, I'll pay for it next week, we'll worry about it next week, just give me the bag there now, look, and we'll sort it out there next week. I could see, like, you know, I could see how that could be a dangerous one, really, to have legal and regulated. But look, if people, we have to be able to trust people, like, you do, like, education, that's where it's at. Like, I was able to regulate myself in a sense. When you're aware that's an effect of it, like, maybe we'd be able to kind of put barriers in place to prevent that, like, you know, protections, education, harm reduction is this the key, like.